Okay. Similar to how blockchain was a buzzword for the longest time in the cryptocurrency space, the new buzzword is DeFi, which is like decentralized finance. And what is it exactly, and and are we seeing the adoption of the same in India?
So see, DeFi, which is the short form of decentralized finance, is nothing but a set of protocols being built. And when I mean protocols, think of them as online contracts. Um, you know, for example, when you type a website's name, uh, you get to the right website, and that happens through a set of protocols online. Similarly, in the financial world, this concept never existed before because if you think about finance, you're always dealing with your bank. You're
Right.
dealing with just one company on the other end.
Right.
Uh, but decentralized finance is all about building an ecosystem where you can deal with anyone, any other company, anywhere in the world, and you don't need to trust them. So you deal with your bank because you trust your bank, and that's why you trust your bank to have your money safe. You trust your bank to give you the returns they promise, because if you think about it, there is no contract as such. It's an offline contract.
Right. Right. Right.
But there's nothing online that stops that mandates a bank to give you that rate of return. So if you were to build a system where it has to be completely online, DeFi comes in, which means, for example, if there are protocols being built for lending, which say that you can put your, let's say, if you have Ether, you can put your Ether on this protocol, and someone is going to give you an interest rate by using that Ether for their own purpose. Now, here, there is no third party holding that and assuring you. It's completely on code, it's completely online, and someone is going to take that Ether that you lend, and in return, they're going to pay you the interest rate. And this is all happening without a middleman. So it's peer to peer, which is between you and the other person.
Right.
And the safety is built through these protocols. Uh, in the simplest way, I think if we don't want to go deep into this, what I'm saying is decentralized finance is a true peer-to-peer finance, meaning me and you, for example, can I can lend some ether to you, and you can use that for trading online, and this can completely happen without us trusting each other because we can trust the DeFi protocols, which is nothing but a piece of code online. So this is happening, and how DeFi is acting up right now is trying to replicate what the traditional world already has. For example, lending. There's also in the stock market you have liquidity providers. If you go to a national
Market
stock exchange,
makers. Right.
yeah, market makers. So all of that is being replicated in the DeFi ecosystem right now. So
Got it.
you'll often hear terms about the Lego blocks or the building blocks being built in DeFi today, which is nothing but all of these set of things that exist in the traditional system, but it does not exist in the DeFi ecosystem. So everyone's rushing to build that. Now, once that is built, after that you will see applications built on top of this DeFi protocols, which will be mass user base. Like everyone can use it. Today it's very hard, by the way, and it's actually not for retail or for everyone. I would say some specialists will emerge in this current wave of DeFi. Eventually, you will have user-facing products coming out, but it will take time. It's very similar to how Bitcoin and the whole node, hosting that node and running that used to be very technical before. And now you have websites where you can just sign up and say, I want some, I want to participate in, let's say, mining a cryptocurrency. It's just as a click of a button you can participate. So that change will happen over time. And I think that's what we are witnessing right now. We are in the early stages of the DeFi whole ecosystem being built.
Right. Right. And circling back to what you mentioned about peer-to-peer, decentralized finance acting as peer-to-peer finance, WazirX has a very interesting feature, right? Which is basically allowing a peer-to-peer exchange. So why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. So we built that in 2018 when the banking ban happened. So
All
the
right.
problem with the banking ban, what happened with the banking ban was that we were not allowed to have a bank account. And traditionally, as a exchange, if you do not have a bank account, you cannot really take the deposits so that people can trade. So what we did is we said, let's build a peer-to-peer way where it's okay. We don't have a bank account, but we still want to allow you to be able to buy and sell crypto. So what we do is instead of holding the INR, we just hold the crypto of the seller. Now
Right.
let's take an example. You are a person who has never bought crypto, and you want to buy your first Bitcoin. And so what you have is INR. You have INR in your bank account. I'm someone who wants to sell my Bitcoin. So what I do is I go to WazirX and I transfer my Bitcoin to WazirX and I put a sell order worth for 1 Bitcoin, let's say. Now, when you come to WazirX and you will put a buy order. But you ideally, traditionally, what happens, you will also transfer that money to WazirX. But right now you can't. So what you will do is you will just put the order. Once the order matches, we tell you to transfer the money directly to Nishchal's bank account. Like if I am the seller, you will transfer the money directly to my bank account. And once you have sent the money to me, WazirX will release the Bitcoin to your WazirX wallet. So that's how this whole peer-to-peer system was built. And it was the only way that people in India could buy or sell Bitcoin for INR. There was no other way because exchanges did not have a bank account.
Right.
So what happened is everyone, and we were the first to launch this, and in a very innovative way, we built it so that it's very easy for people. So while I told this process, this whole thing took, I think, 1 or 2 minutes to complete.
I can personally vouch for it. I've used it a bunch of times.
Oh, great. Yeah. So, we made it easy and quick for people. And that gave us a boost. And I think that's when we started really growing fast in India in 2018, I think June, July.
Right. I think your company's history runs parallel with the Indian cryptocurrency industry struggles because of the entire ban on holding a bank account and whatnot, right? Which came into
yeah. So we entered in March 2018. And 2 weeks later, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, the Supreme Court announced, the RBI announced the banking restriction, saying you have 3 months to, follow this. So we knew as soon as we launched in 3 weeks, we knew that in 3 months we will not have a bank account, and the struggle started.
But I think you adopted to it quite nicely, right there.
Yeah, I always tell that if you're a startup, you should look at each problem as an opportunity to build a solution. If you run away from that problem, you will not be really able to serve your users. So what we did is we saw that as yet another opportunity to build something. That's how we built P2P. It was fun to build a solution to the problem that was in front of us.
Right. No, that sounds great. Let's talk about you and WazirX now. Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this episode. The In and Out Podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to receive all updates on the upcoming episodes. We'll see you in the next one.